So welcome to the second installment of 5-Minute Meals with the Hunt Club. Today we're going to be doing a wedge salad. So in your kit you're going to have 2 8-ounce strip loin steaks, a head of lettuce, cherry tomatoes, some blue cheese, some already prepared dressing, and also some bacon bits as well as some green onions. So I'm going to quickly run you through how to make this meal. It should take no more than 5 minutes. So what we're going to do is we're going to first off get a nice pan nice and hot on the stove for the steak. If you didn't want to use a pan, we're using cast iron, you could use your grill at home, but I prefer the pan method for this type of steak. So again, we're using a cast iron pan. We've got it nice and hot and just a little bit of oil in there. We don't need a lot. So we are going to take the steak, we're going to season it lightly, a little bit of salt and pepper, and then we're going to begin searing the steak. So it goes in the pan, nice sizzle. At this point, obviously, you're going to wash your hands before you start touching anything else because you just handled raw meat. So we're going to go on to preparing the rest of the meal now as this is searing. So as the steak is searing, we're going to work on the lettuce first. So when you get your iceberg, examine it, see if there's any loose leaves or old leaves. You can just kind of peel those off and discard them until you get the nice unblemished leaves in the middle. You're going to cut the butt of the lettuce off. Be generous when you cut off the butt because you don't want the stem that rises through the middle getting in the middle of it because it's unpleasant. So for this salad, both parties are going to get half a head of iceberg. So you're going to cut your iceberg into quarters. So a nice quartered iceberg lettuce, which I'm going to move the plate over here. So we're just going to place the iceberg on the plate. So with the iceberg on the plate, the next thing we have to do is chop a little bit of green onion. So again, look at your green onions, inspect them, make sure that nothing's too broken or bruised, because sometimes that happens. If you do have natural breaks or bruises, just discard those parts of the green onion. So if you like the tops of the green onions, only use the tops. If you like the bottoms, only use the bottoms. The tops being not as strong as the bottoms. Obviously, as you get closer to the bottom, the stronger the green onion. I prefer the tops, so I will discard the bottoms of the green onions or save them for something else. As for the salad, the blue cheese dressing, you can put it on the iceberg ahead of time. 10 minutes is okay. It's not really going to affect the lettuce. It's not going to soften it because it's not super chopped up. It's a pretty whole piece. So what we're going to do is gently drizzle the iceberg with a generous amount of blue cheese dressing. The next thing we're going to add is some crumbled blue cheese, and again, it's a little or as much as you like. And accordingly, if you really don't like blue cheese, you could swap this out for a ranch dressing if you wanted, or a simple vinaigrette. So as for the cherry tomatoes, just simply cut the cherry tomatoes in half. We're going to garnish the cherry tomatoes just around the salad. Sprinkle with the green onion. And then finish with the bacon bits. And again, if you don't want the bacon bits, don't use the bacon bits. If you have nuts, nuts can be nice added to the salad as well. So what we're going to do is we're just going to flip our steak. So we've got a really nice sear going on the steak. At this point I'm going to add a little bit more oil. And what I'm going to do is just start gently ladling. So just tilt my pan and just start pouring the oil over top of the steak. And what this will help do is just continue to cook both sides. It keeps it hot. And it also keeps it a little bit more moist. So just continue to, every now and then, ladle the hot oil over the steak. And be careful because this is hot. Don't ladle it the way I'm doing it for the camera, but ladle it from the back so you're not burning your forearm. So again, we've got a beautiful sear on one side. We're working on the sear on the other. Building up that crust, and we're ladling the oil over the steak. You can stop every couple of minutes, just stop and let it do its own thing. So I like my steaks rare. So if I'm cooking a rare steak, I'm looking realistically, 2-3 minutes on each side. If you like it medium rare, You're going to cook it a bit longer, maybe 4 to 5 minutes on each side. Medium well, probably 6 minutes, and well done, 7 to 8 minutes, and you'll have no pink in the middle. So again, we just keep on ladling the steak with oil. Additionally, if you wanted to do steak like this in the pan instead of the grill, for a different main, you could add a little bit of garlic and a little bit of herb like rosemary or thyme, the kind of heartier herbs, just for a little bit of flavoring if you wanted. So that steak is rare right now. I'm going to let it go for another minute, and then I am going to pull it out because I do like my steak rare. You can let yours go longer. And again, if your steak's going longer, don't worry about the salads being pre-plated. Don't worry about the dressing destroying the lettuce. It'll hold perfectly. Not a problem. So, I'm just going to get a clean towel. So this is just to blot off any extra grease or oil from the steak so it's not super oily. So again, I'm going to blot, and you can see both sides, beautiful sear on them, a nice crust. I'm going to turn off my pan. So when you're doing this at home, I would advise you to let that steak rest for at least 3 minutes. That'll help retain the juices, just make it an all-around better product. For this situation, we are going to go ahead and cut the steak just for the sake of the video. So again, you can leave your steak whole or you can slice it. I prefer slicing it. It makes it a little bit easier to eat with the salad. So just on a bias, we're just going to cut the steak. So as thin or as thick as you like. We just kind of fan that steak out so it's a beautiful rare, exactly where I want my steak. And then we're just going to place it in the front of the salad, fanned out, and that's it. That's your 5-minute meal for this week. If there's any questions, obviously contact us through email, myself or Chris Carnegie or Olivia at the front desk. Thank you. So besides offering the 5-minute meal classes, we also offer Zoom classes. So the Zoom classes is a live cooking demonstration where you do pick up your bag filled with every ingredient that you need to create the dish. The classes tend to last about an hour. It's a lot of fun, so please join us for the next Zoom class, which is going to be pork tenderloin wrapped in prosciutto, mashed red skin potato, and braised Brussels sprouts. Thank you.